Oh, the messages are being deleted.
All prevails.
They have now censored the word cabal in devs chat. Frankly, I view that as an absolute win.
Anyways, hi guys. Hello kittens. It's me, Jackie. You know, that VTuber person. Today we're gonna be talking about something I really don't want to talk about, because, well, I don't exactly hate short fat otaku. I don't hate you, Dev, but you're kind of a moron. You're actually very much a moron. Extremely a moron, because, well, you've pissed on a bed of fire ants, and now they're climbing up to bite you, and you just really, really don't know how to put it out, do you? You don't know how to apologize to the crowd that's pissed off at you. Because, well, that would be against your fucking brand to admit that you're fucking wrong. Let's start with... Motherfucker, of course you're not going to zoom in for me. You're fine on the... Yeah. Okay, so we're going to start where it started, which is basically Dev celebrating by drinking Bud Light, streaming Hogwarts Legacy, because, well, I'm the centrist. Even though that's not really the centrist position, because, who the fuck cares? Really, it's fucking manufactured drama. And quite honestly, capitalism is, well, would allow you to vote with your money and all that. But anyways, so yeah, I don't see trans activists, anti-Hogwarts brainlets issuing bomb threats either. If the metric you're aiming at, whatever the elements of such movements do, the Bud Light boycott is actually worse than the Hogwarts boycott. I'm going to stop you right there, Dev. I'm going to stop you right there. Yeah, there was bomb threats. There were bomb threats with the Bud Light boycott. Absolutely retarded. Beyond retarded. But I'm also going to point this out. There were several streamers that received death threats. There was a few VTubers that were doxxed. Silvervale being one of them. But yeah, no, both sides of this is incredibly fucking stupid. Don't get me wrong. Boycotting a game is dumb. Bomb threats is dumb. Well, let me rephrase that. Voting with your dollar is not dumb. Not buying a game because you don't support the message of the game's creator? Cool, whatever, I don't care. Not buying a fucking alcoholic beverage? Look, I'm not gonna lie, I drink. I do drink. Jackie's not exactly the purest of heart girl when it comes to alcoholism. We'll go with that, okay? But when it comes down to this, Mr. Otaku, or should I call you fat ass? Yeah, no, this is where you kind of messed up on this. Yeah, the bomb threats are bad. The message of the boycott's really not. Because the people that buy that kind of beer really don't like trans people. And that's coming from a tranny. Seriously, bud. But it's okay. It's alright. We all make mistakes. We all fuck up, right? We all fuck up. We don't... Really, because I saw this exact same thing happen. They literally had people saying to go out and act violence against people who are streaming this. Did they eventually go offline and call someone or something in? Or swatting or anything? Or was it just internet tough guy words? I think a few streamers actually got swatted. I would actually have to go look through it. Does it matter if they called a bomb threat? Do you think that is a different degree of terrorism than your average bomb threat? I could run down the list of Twitch streamers claiming they received death threats from people for streaming the game if you want. Myself included. Yeah. Your darling Jackie got a death threat and striked. I wasn't allowed to stream to fucking Twitch for a week. I had to go through that whole rigmarole. Believe it or not. And remember, I'm trans. But, okay, I could understand that. He's still seething about his Mulaney video on Twitter. Me talking to the right always. Don't be afraid to be this proud. Yes, you are all wrong. Because boycotting a beer. Yeah. But the thing is he decided that the Bud Light boycott was worse than the Hogwarts Legacy thing. Now, again, I have said there was a bunch of bad actors in both. There still very much are. The similarities between Hogwarts Legacy is at the fronts for mainstreaming of trannies in our culture. In both cases, the tranny side is astroturfed in some way, while the other side represents a legitimate upprentice of the public. The chasers just trying to ignore that. Okay, so it's mostly just kind of backlash, the usual anti-dev stuff, because, well, he's kind of a moron that doubles down on a lot of things he says. And again, I say that with respect. Now, he did come out and say that the way it's phrased is Pikami was a very weak person. I'm using Kiwi Farm, so you'll have to bear with me. So sometimes I can't find it. No, but fan, I stand by it. When people sent mean messages on the internet, I'm leaving. What do you think's going to happen to me right now? As a quick example, even iDubbbz, for all of his retarded cuckery, has more of a backbone than Pikami. He has actually done some genuine cringe stuff and actually received more and more hate for it, and he's still here. I remember when we made fun of people who claimed to be bullied off the internet crying SJWs. We rightfully called them soft. Now you're going to flip that. The problem is, Dev, is the people that were crying SJW back in the day are the ones that ended up getting me into the position I am today, are the same ones that were bullying people on the internet and didn't like the backlash. Pikami was never a culture warrior. Get off your fucking high horse. She was just a VTube streamer. Yes, everybody is bullied online. Every creator hits a nerve and has some mob descend upon them. You can choose to break and crack under the pressure, or you can soldier on. Pikami, in the end, was a victim of her own inability to soldier on. What do you think's happening to me right now? Yeah, don't you sound like a fucking big person, right? I don't feel like reading through all this, but his points are basically that I'm right, everybody else is wrong, because, well, everybody else is wrong, even though a lot of people did not like what happened. And pretty much, wow, what a dick. Pikami did not choose to be a culture warrior. Well, in fairness, I didn't choose to be a culture warrior either. I wanted to stream and make content with a group of friends, and this kind of happened. One day I might share that story in public, if I can ever get the other two guys together again. I highly doubt it, because, well, they hate my guts, and I cry because, well, I kind of miss them. But, you know, that's just how it is. And I'm skipping over a lot of this. It's worth a read. It's the Kiwi Farms thread. And there has been a lot of discussion and a lot of, well, yeah. SFO claims Sargon and Scrump have not been friends for a while. This is Almighty TL Bundy Chew. You legit forgot Aiden and Scrump got named, didn't you? Two people who you accuse you of subtly turning on them, but somehow they betrayed you. So she leaked them. So she leaked them to Scrump after I told her not to. Scrump, who was kicked out of Sargon's private Discord for leaking logs. By the way, I have talked to Scrump. Scrump has said that he left of his own accord. And it was not for leaking logs, it was he left of his own accord. It's why you don't see him talking to Sargon Arch V anymore. Do you really want to be specific about the leaked DMs? It was a screenshot of you saying, don't do that again, after I had been on a stream with Uzulu and Scrum. You were explaining why you hate them, and to me, I laughed about it because the Uzulu drama is over Minecraft. Yeah, the dev Uzulu is over Minecraft because Outreach found a fucking exploited dev server. Again, I don't hate Dev, but Dev, you're really pulling a stupid here, man. Meanwhile, Sargon and Scrump on Twitter from just the other day, a $2,000 a month San Francisco studio apartment, really do have you showering inches from your microwave. Shut up and get in the kitchen shower, Bugman. Because that's what friends do. And yeah. Yeah, clap, 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 man, because you're really, really kind of stepping in it. Final take on Pit. I'm objectively correct, but I'm sorry for how I worded it. No, you're not actually objectively correct because we actually don't know if she herself quit or if the company made her quit because, well, a lot of people will go, well, the company didn't make her quit. Y'all have no idea how Japanese companies actually work, do you? And as somebody that works for a Japanese company, if they were to fire me, I'm not allowed to tell you they fired me. And I'm not talking about anything to do with YouTube. Jackie Wolf is actually part of a DAO. The wording, if wording it as pick me was too weak was insulting to you, then yeah, I'm sorry. I probably should have been more tactful. The core of the point, however, is still correct. She is secretly, if she is secretly fired from her company, it is full of a bunch of cowering losers who bent to the crowd. Yeah, pull up any time that crowd has firebombed anything. Also, remember, we recently had a trans thing where, well, never mind. If she accidentally stepped down because of the backlash, again, it's not her fault. She was harassed, but it is her responsibility to manage her response. She did that. It just didn't work. I am just objectively correct on that. Comments here saying I'm blaming her or whatever are just wrong. Reorganizing responsibility is not the same thing as assigning blame. She is obviously not at fault for anything. There is no other way I can put it. I don't disavow anything that I would have said that is actually true. And the part is, I am sorry for being rude about how I worded it. Well, okay, cool. He's doubling down on how he's saying things. This is not going to be good. By the way, this is the video I used for an opener. Sorry, Uzulu. I had to because it was funny. I have nothing more to apologize. Unlike other YouTubers, I won't be quitting my channel in the face of an angry mob. Boy. Ain't you cute? And again, I'm using Kiwi Farms and I'm speed reading through a lot of this because Kiwi Farms is currently being DDoSed again. Constantly. YouTuber appears. He presents himself as a great contrarian and voice of reason. By that he means the most corporate-friendly and milquetoast wrong-think opinions one can have. A tranny topic appears. Because he is an always corporate cuck, he deep-throats the girl dick and licks the balls. The backlash from his fans occurred. YouTuber makes a statement video saying, I'm not seething, you are seething. It pisses off fans more. Many leave. This breaks the YouTuber and makes him descend into political spurgery and lolcowism even more. Finally, he gets a thread on the farms on an internet famous section. God, I hope I never make it to that section. Although that being said, I there are a few girl dicks I will get on my knees for. Not gonna lie. No, I am bisexual. But yeah, that is basically the trend here. Now, this is another one. He's using clout common tactics by at Sargon of Dog at Archcast, which is funny. At Not V, at Friended Forever, at PSA Stitch, at Muller 93, at Captain Kip. Sorry, lads, I've been told that you all have to transition. This is the best received from the Boober in Chief. To be honest, I don't blame Sargon. He has a family and a business to run. I can't not even see myself getting into that position caring about over this shit. We're devs friends. We just have better things to do other than Twitter. I obviously tagged you because I thought the idea that everybody who associates with me is now obligated to transition was pretty funny. Sargon has been said to have called SFO a communist on occasion. Now, this is a common clout-bringing tactic because, well, Dev has no clout of his own anymore. Believe it or not, SFO, dude, I'm sorry, you're doing a lot of shit that was being called out. Believe it or not, he got Pick-a-Me to trend. I wonder how Arsenal's doing. And it's funny to me, the indie Pick-a-Me, Matt Mercer. Trout was one of the... I don't really care. I explained on... This is from Aiden Paladin. I explained on Twitter, to be clear. Some time ago, I was getting drunk and hanging out with Uzlu and Scrump. Dev had been feuding with both of them for ages, and I asked them both to explain exactly what happened, what the respective bees. In the case of Scrump, it was the issue that Dev was publicly talking shit, lying about him. On Sagar's server, but it might have been on his own server. Scrump felt that he was compelled to show DMs to illustrate that Dev was being a two-faced kid, duplicitous regarding him, which most people know that actually happened. In the case of Uzlu, he and Cabal found a massive exploit in Dev's Minecraft server that would allow for backward access, well, I think she means back-end access, into users' PC such that, for example, a malicious actor could download CP or other horrendous material into any user's computer. I think she means upload. Cabal tried to warn Dev about this. He ignored it, so they used part of the same exploit to raid his server and illustrate how broken this flaw was. You can, of course, think these actions were wrong. Yes, Dev was lying, trash-talking his supposed friend Scrump in public while being friendly in private, and some people think there is never a reason to share DMs. As self-evidence, I can understand. Yes, Uzulu and Cabal did fuck with Dev's server, but it was in the form of white hat, not even hacking. Just trying to get him to pay attention to something that could have very, very serious legal ramifications for Dev. Now, get back to the fateful night of my backstabbing. I'm getting drunk, as I am wont to do. And being relayed those two stories from Uzulu and Scrump, I suggested we add Dev to the call to squash the beef. Dev did not answer, although he was online, and responded to me by saying, "Don't do that again," which I shared with Uzulu and Scrump. That is the epic of my betrayal. I have repeatedly apologized to Dev for the "don't do that again" message, but he has continued to shit-talk me both public and private. Oh well. Yeah, that's kind of an ass move, Dev. Kind of an ass move. It always comes back to Minecraft. So he finds 3 examples calling for shaming people for drinking Bud Light. 2 of them nobodies, and he suddenly thinks he's the same as what happened to streamers who played the Wizard game. Let's see. Just don't drink Bud Light. Make fun of anyone who does. Become shameful. It's going to cost him anything long term. Wow. Enjoy shaming normies into buying something other than Bud Light by calling it tranny beer. Fun times. I saw a lot of effective Bud Light shaming at the local bar last weekend. It's truly amazing. Cool. Whatever. People are allowed to have their free speech. I don't really give a shit. If they want to drink Bud Light, let them. I don't fucking care about that. Although I'm not equating the Bud Light drama over, activists threatening to dox people and sending death threats. Shame, the element here is vastly different. Playing the Wizard game would show on any modern console or system that you were playing it, friends, meaning that it was outright broadcasting to everyone who want to know and use those details to shame you. If Bud Light were to tweet out that you popped open a can or were online and sipping a Bud Light, that would be comparable. But in reality, if you remotely posted your Bud Light stash or something, you are more than likely aware of the drama. Because why else would you feel the need to post it online? The comparison is retarded. Smug anime gifs like a faggot don't make it any less so. Absolutely. But, that's just it. Yeah. The fat man has completely gone fucking nuts. And it's not even worse than that. Like, he's compared Picame to, well, what was it? He called rape victims weak and stuff like that. And stuff like, he just keeps digging this hole worse and worse for himself. And I don't really want to be making this video. Like, I don't have a problem with Dev. But when it comes down to it, I have no problem with the LGBT. Hey man, I looked up most of the characters in this game. And most of them are underaged. But yeah, no, it's just one of those things, like, it's kind of sad to see it. Comment on streaming with short I should have brought this up with how Lilith is friends with Bob Posting, the troon who bragged about getting 100 miners on DIY HRT, or how Lilith supports pink pilling miners. But Lilith is innocent. Those meat and kiwi farmers are taking things too seriously. Lilith is completely unreasonable when it comes to the trans question. Yeah, I've told Lilith Bob Posting is a creep, but I'm not going to purity test her. I'm not a prog. Is it possible to call out a piece of shit without expecting them or you to try to change them? It's possible. But it's one of those things, like, I don't hate Lilith. I really try to say all the tranny argument. And I really didn't want to make this video because, quite honestly, it's a rather boring topic if you ask me. But it's came to my attention that people like Dev are mostly just switching with Overton window shifts. And I do expect to be attacked over something I've said in this video. Not that I really give a shit, because whatever. But if you enjoy my content, I've been Jackie. Please like, share, subscribe. Comment down below. And if anything, yeah. Life's life. Love y'all, mean it. There's donation links everywhere. If you feel inclined, please donate. Goodbye.